All right, let's dive in. Today, we're basically playing detective, and our only piece of evidence, well, it's this document that's been stripped of every single word. Now, you might look at it and think, it's just a mistake, right? A glitch. But as we're about to see, the structure itself, its very bones, actually has a fascinating story to tell.
I know, it sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? I mean, what can a document with no words tell us? How do you even begin to read something like that? It's kind of like trying to hear a song just by staring at blank sheet music. But what if the placement of where the notes should be, the formatting, the layout, what if that's a language all on its own?
Okay, so first up, the mysterious blueprint. Let's examine our first and only piece of evidence, this document with literally no words, just its underlying structure.
So here it is, and yeah, at first glance, it looks like, well, nothing. You see a few scattered bullet points over here, then a short numbered list, and then a longer one. It seems totally random, right? Maybe even like some kind of formatting glitch. But trust me, this is our blueprint, and every single mark on it is a potential clue.
All right, now for the fun part. Let's start deconstructing the clues. We're going to treat each one of these structural elements like a piece of forensic evidence to figure out what the author was really trying to say.
Okay, first clue. Let's start with these initial bullet points. See how they're kind of grouped in these small, disconnected clusters? In the world of information design, that's a classic sign of an introduction. It's like a set of opening thoughts, some context before you get to the main event. The fact that they're not in a strict sequence tells you the author's just setting a really broad scene here.
So if those bullet points are our intro, what comes next? Where is the author trying to steer our attention? Well, luckily for us, the next clue points the way.
And it's the number 4. You know, after that kind of scattered, broad introduction, all of a sudden the author gets super specific. Not 3 points, not 5, but exactly 4. Believe me, in information design, a short, tight list like this is never an accident. It's totally intentional. It carries some serious weight. And this is why. A list of 4. This often represents the core of the whole argument. These are the main pillars of a strategy, or maybe the key findings of some big report. It's basically the author screaming, hey, if you remember absolutely nothing else from this document, remember these 4 things. It's concise, it's powerful, and it's 100% designed for impact.
But hold on, the story doesn't end there, because next, the structure expands. We go from that really tight list of 4 to a much, much longer list of 10. So what does a change in scale like that tell us? It tells us the focus is shifting. We're moving from the what to the how. You see, a long, detailed list like this, it almost always signals action. This is the nitty-gritty, the implementation plan. We're talking detailed recommendations, project specs, or a checklist of concrete next steps. We've officially gone from the what to the how. This is the part of the document designed to actually make things happen. Okay, we've gathered all our clues. We have the introductory context, we have the 4-point core summary, and we have the 10-point action plan. Now it's time to assemble our hypothesis. Let's finally reveal the story that's been hiding in the structure all along.
But you know, before we totally solve the case, let's put a name to what we've been doing. There's actually a term for this whole process. It's called analyzing the document's information hierarchy. And it is absolutely not just random formatting. It's the deliberate science of guiding a reader's attention and signaling what's important, all without using a single word.
And so here it is, the big reveal. The scattered bullets, they set the stage. That 4-point list, that delivered the core message, the executive summary. And the 10-point list, that laid out the detailed action plan. When you put it all together, what you're looking at is the classic skeleton of a strategic plan or a research report or maybe a project proposal. We literally just understood an entire document without reading a single word. How cool is that?
And this really brings us to the most important takeaway of all. We tend to think of structure as, just the box we put our ideas into. But it's so much more than that. The structure is the message. It's telling the reader what's important, where they need to focus, before they've even processed a single word. It's the ultimate show, don't tell.
So let's talk about why this matters, taking it from our blueprint to the real world. Because, look, this isn't just some fun thought experiment. Genuinely understanding this principle is like a superpower for how you read and especially how you write every single day.
I mean, this comparison really says it all, doesn't it? On the one side, you've got pure information chaos. It's a wall of text that's just overwhelming. It forces your brain to work way too hard just to figure out what's going on. And on the other side,
The exact same content, but with structure. It's instantly clear, it's way more persuasive, and honestly, it's just more respectful of your reader's time. The difference here isn't just cosmetic. It's everything.
There's this fantastic quote by Gustav Flaubert that I absolutely love. He said, "The art of writing is the art of discovering what you believe." And I think that's true. But I would add a little something to it. And the art of structure is how you prove it. Because a strong structure isn't just about being neat and organized. It's the ultimate sign of a clear, confident argument.
So how can you start using this right away? Well, here's a simple 3-step method to become a structure detective yourself. First, just identify the patterns. Look for lists, headings, bold text, anything that stands out. Step 2, question the order. Always ask yourself, why is this first? Why did they put that last? And finally, step 3, infer the author's goal. Based on that structure, are they trying to persuade you, just inform you, or give you instructions? The blueprint always has the answer.
And that really brings us to our final thought for today. The next time you sit down to write anything, and I mean anything, from a quick email to your team to a huge report, just take 1 second to think about the blueprint. Before you type a single word, ask yourself this one simple question. What story is my structure about to tell?